victory, and that one I think was in Torrance, California.
And our producer and director are needling us in our headsets here, you know, that I said what a great spare shooter Brian Voss was, and he promptly misses that 2-pin. So I think I'm going to keep my mouth shut on these predictions. I stopped predicting who's going to win. Seems like I put the curse on him no matter what happens. For the double. And the right lane hooking more. He's made too much of an adjustment. He's afraid to move back to the right for fear it'll go high, and he just hasn't been able to get the ball back up on 46. He's moved deeper with his feet and with his target on that lane. He knew as soon as he let it go that it probably just wasn't going to make it back. What a scowl on his face there.
Hey, when you get 8, that's not quite enough. Especially when you're used to striking, and that's what Dave Husted has been doing as of late. And he covers to spare nicely and has a Dutch 200 going thus far, 60 through 3 frames with a spare up in the 4th.
And what was interesting about that, when he left the 2-4-5-8 in the 2nd frame, he threw the ball straight at it. At this one, he threw his normal natural shot off the strike line at the 2-5.
A lot of times that maybe not be planned, though, Mike. It's an instinct sometimes, isn't it? It's the way you shoot the spares.
Well, it never was with me, but maybe it is with somebody.
Well, you didn't take too much
I planned
anything. You're right. You planned everything. And Dave Husted planned for a mixer, and he got it on lane 45. So Husted has the puzzle solved on the left-hand lane. It's the right-hand lane, lane 46, that's provided the problem.
And I was wondering during our commercial break here that if we had a contest between these two young men, that who the best looking would be. You know, Brian Voss gets all the publicity, but I think Dave Husted's a very nice looking young man. It's that choir boy look.
But he throws a freight train.
Ooh. Trip to 4 in the last frame, leaves it this time.
You know, I think what I like most about these two players, Mike, very aggressive. They are attacking the pocket and leaving nothing home in the semifinal match.
Especially Brian Voss is attacking the pocket right now. Husted right now seems tentative to me on lane 46.
Brian Voss with his first victory back in 1983, the Greater Detroit Open, and had to beat Pete McCordy to do so. As Voss sort of looks around, puts his hand over his face and says, boy, is that 4-pin moving out there or what?
I'll tell you what.
It's been a spooky evening thus far.
Here I am praising this guy in his spare shooting, and he misses one single-pin spare and almost misses another.
Mike, you're going to have some people paying you to say certain things. Maybe the opposite as the PBA Summer Tour continues.
I'll tell you. Well, it's one way to make some extra dollars.
Well, Voss has thrown a double, but he trails in this match by 3. In frame number 6, got that one out long on the lane, and it's a solid 9-pin, which really should not be standing at this point.
Those should not be, though.
Why is it?
Come back to haunt you. Well, it just, if we're going to take a look at it, is it drives through here. Watch it deflect off the 3-pin to the left and chop that 5 right off the 9.
So, in other words, he threw the ball too good.
Well, and today's pins, that was too solid either. These double-voided pins that are laminated and fly like that with these power bowling balls, you can throw the ball too good and you can get power leads. He's fortunate he got the 4-pin out.
This week at Town Square Lanes, a lot of solid 7-pins for the right-handed bowlers. I mean, just flush hits and leaving that 7-pin.
And we haven't seen one yet. Let's see if he makes the right adjustment on this right lane. And he did. And the difference in speed, Husted throws the ball so much slower than Voss does.
What's the difference in throwing the ball a little bit slower carry-wise, Mike? Do you seem to carry more strikes if you slow the ball down?
That's the general consensus of thought, that the softer speed keeps the pins lower and they don't fly around the pins. You don't leave as many corner pins. You get that action coming in light. The penalty for that, though, is sometimes it's hard to make the adjustments, that the ball bites the lane too quickly and goes high and you make an adjustment and it doesn't come back.
I don't think that some of the fans really have any idea how difficult it is to read those lanes under all this pressure and keep making the adjustments. Husted looks for the turkey on the left-hand lane, and he gets it. And so Dave Husted, now looking for his second title in a 3-week span, leads Brian Voss in the semifinal game by 24 pins.